All right, welcome to the FA40 podcast. I am your host, Josh Proch, and today I'm going to talk to you about just training around injuries. And just after 40, as you get older, just some days you just wake up and things hurt, and some days it hurts for no reason, and other days it might be, an old injury. It starts to resurface and show up a little bit. Is it from the workout you did the day before, the day before that? Maybe, maybe not. It could be due to an increase in stress or a lack of sleep or too much sleep or the position you slept in. Poor posture, maybe you're sitting at your desk, shoulders rounded forward, pelvis is tucked under, just too much sitting in general. Even our nutritional choices, if our food hasn't been as good, that can create inflammation in the body. Too much alcohol, things like that. So, it's just inevitably or unfortunately, as we get older, that's just one of the things is that stuff hurts, and sometimes it hurts for no reason. Two of the biggest things that I see that cause issues are people sitting way too much or sitting more than normal. And then they come in and they work out. So we'll see this like after somebody's been flying or sitting in a car for a long time, for like a day or something, with just like a long 8-hour drive or something. They come in the next day and they work out and their back gets a little achy and stuff. And it's really not so much from the workout, it's more from the poor posture. And then we put a little bit of strain on it and the body just didn't like that. Also, the position you sleep in can contribute to a lot of issues. I see this a lot with shoulders. One of the worst things or most aggravating things when we have a shoulder issue going on is the position that we sleep in. And that can be hard to fix and hard to get corrected and stuff. It's hard to stay in that position, I guess. And, like I said, unfortunately, a lot of aches and pains, they're part of life. We don't want them all the time. Obviously, we don't want to have pain, and I'm not saying that you should have pain or anything like that. Some things are more chronic and other things are more acute. But a lot of times these are due to bad movement patterns and daily habits. So what we want to do is fix the issues that are causing the pain, and that's how we're going to get the body feeling better. But just because something hurts doesn't mean that you should stop working out or stop moving or only doing cardio or something like that just because we have a bad shoulder, back, knee, something like that. We need to address the problem and then fix the issue. So if it's a shoulder, maybe we're not going to do presses for a while, but we'll do more pulling, or maybe we address if there's a lack of external rotation at the shoulder, if that's the issue, then we're going to address that. If it's something, going on with the low back or the knee, we've got different like rehab and prehab exercises that we can do for that stuff. But the big thing is we don't stop, we address. And that's how we get the body better, because when we just stop, that things may feel better, but we never fix the problem. And when we start back up, we're going to come back into having that same issue. And, I've had people tell me that they can't work out because they have, a knee issue, but then they'll continue to play tennis and pickleball and things like that. And, when they came in, their plan was to improve their lack of movement, especially lateral movement that they were struggling with on the court. And that's really a lot of like the cause of that pain. But if we don't ever address that, or we don't want to address that, or just stop every time it starts bothering us, and continue to play, it's going to destroy that knee through playing, because we never fixed that issue there. And that goes for any joint. If we never fix that issue, it's never going to get better. So when aches and pains arise, we want to train smart and make the appropriate adjustment to the program that's needed for the day or the upcoming days. Maybe add in some rehab exercises. If it's something that there's a history of, like, with the back or knee or hip or anything like that, then we just want to include some corrective exercises and prehab exercises more as preventative, even though it may not be bothering you at the moment. And that's kind of where we see a lot of people fall off. They'll do their rehab or their corrective exercises, and then things get feeling better, and then they kind of stop, and then it starts to come back. So ideally, we want to do this stuff a couple times a week, even once it's feeling good, just to maintain the integrity there and to keep things strong and to keep it prevented. That's why I like the term prehab, because we're doing the rehab beforehand, so it's kind of like we're preventing things there. And interestingly, even people who don't exercise, they have aches and pains. They actually have more aches and pains than people who do. And then those aches and pains end up getting compounded by health issues because of that lack of movement. So again, not doing anything is not the answer. Sometimes it can be an excuse to protect the ego, because like nobody wants to be like the one that has to get regressed or always having things modified and stuff. But that's okay. I mean, we have no problem with that. There's no judgments on that. No one cares. We all want to help you. We want you to be the best you can be and be healthy and things like that. So, and like I said, obviously the goal is to be pain-free or have as little pain as possible. But when we do experience pain, we do have an injury, it's usually, like I said, the result of a lifestyle or daily repetitive issue in most cases. And there are times where it's from like a traumatic thing or traumatic movement or something like that. But a lot of times it's just repetitive daily stuff that's from our lifestyles, our jobs, our posture, things like that. So we want to keep working out. We want to work on addressing those issues when they come up. So next time that you're working out, if you have experienced something, let us know, and we'll create a plan to work around that for you. So I hope you guys found that helpful today, and I hope you guys enjoy the podcast as we're putting these episodes out each week. If you guys have anything that you want me to talk about on here, just reach out, send a message, put a message in the comments or something like that, and we will see if we can get to it on an upcoming episode here. So talk to you next week. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and rate and review us.